Week 2 of the 2023 season, and our focus is on the Lions burner at wide receiver. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Lions and the Packers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's Rodgers to throw. Pass incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be let out by their rookie quarterback.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in Week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Holding offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Caught by Wilson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. They're going to try and throw. Going right back to Wilson. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On play action, they'll throw. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Lions at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do them any favors. They gave them 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
1st and goal from just inside the 5. Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now Rodgers, a free play. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reynolds.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers on the move to his left. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts them down in the minds of their opponents.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. They'll set up a throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walton. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Wilson. 8 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Over the middle, complete. It's Walton. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Lions are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Rodgers now to throw. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give, and the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
2nd and 2. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On second down, Swift. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and handling a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
This is caught, and he's brought down. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try to loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Rodgers now on 1st down. Targets and finds Reynolds once more. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. Touchdown! Christian Watson, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers get a bit closer. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his third already in this first half, as he'll try again with a first down. They'll start on the ground with Swift. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got first down. There goes the running back. Facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack. The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd.
And Rodgers is going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Good strong catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
It's complete to Williams. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here's Swift. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And in from the Lions, touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. They'll look to throw. And he is into the end zone, so they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Matthew Stafford, 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And that game all tied up with the visiting LA Chargers. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions, and it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. These 2 coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. They'll look to throw here. And he completes it to Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Well, the discussions were halftime to try to slow down this offense. It has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now it's Rodgers. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Rodgers again now. He's got Tonyan complete over the middle. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23. Throwing is Rodgers. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Now Rodgers. That's complete to Dobbs. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. To throw, it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tonyan. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Rodgers to throw once more. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead is down to 24. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, no return from Isabella. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walton. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field and all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Back now at Lambeau.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted but it winds up falling incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. He'll look to throw. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just got to give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Lions are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, he's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. On now is the Packers punter. He's been terrific so far. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Quay Walker came through to make the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. First down, and they go with Swift again. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you...
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown.
And the Packers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, is going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more point.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. From 4 yards out.
And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. escaping the pressure right. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He finds his man, complete. It's Walton.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Back to throw.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now the try here for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.